completely silent. We need your complete silence. Not lowering voice, but complete silence. Thank you. Still not quiet.
Now it came to pass, in the days of Ahasuerus, who reigned from India unto Ethiopia over 127 provinces. In the third, the king made a feast upon all the princes of the land. This feast was rich in food and drink, and lasted 7 days. And on the seventh day, the king was very merry.
I am well pleased with my feast and guests. Bring to me another cup of wine, and go tell Queen Vashti to go hither in her silks and jewels, so that all men might see her beauty.
My queen, the Lord for all the feast of his honor.
What? He only calls me when he's drunk? I'm here spending time with my friends. Go back to the king and tell him I should be my own home with my own servants.
My queen is crowned with stars from the skies.
My lord, she says she'll not come.
What? She'll not come? What will I do?
My king, if this deed became known to all women, that Queen Vashti came not, when King Ahasuerus commanded her to come. Likewise, all the women of the realm would despise their husbands and not be obedient. If it please my king, let Queen Vashti be put away and have another put in her place.
So be it. I'll never set eyes on her again. But who shall be my new queen?
My king, let us return to our provinces and let it be known that you are looking for a new queen. We will pick the fairest among the women and bring them to you, so you may choose your new queen.
Go forth and do this thing.
My lady, you are no longer the queen.
But just because I refuse to go with him?
You must all leave.
So the king sent forth his princes to find him the most beautiful women in all of the land. At this time, a man named Mordecai sat at the gates of the king, when he heard two chamberlains to the king thus speaking.
The king is a great fool, not worthy to be a king at all. This is true. I can make a better king myself. Did you hear that Queen Vashti would have come to? A man who cannot control his wife ought to be king. What if the king to die? Surely whoever became the new king would reward us, who would be powerful. This is a good plan. Let us kill the king tonight.
When Mordecai heard this, he went straight to the king's guards. The guards took the men and threw them in prison, and the deed which Mordecai had done for the king was written in the book of records. In Mordecai's house was his niece Hadassah, or also known as Esther, and she was very beautiful. In accordance to the command of the king, Esther went with the other virgins to stand before the king, but Esther told him not that she was a Jew, for Mordecai had warned her against it. The king was greatly pleased with Esther and her beauty, so he ordered her to go to the house of his wives. The king gave to Esther the best house and many serving women to wait upon her during her time of cleansing, which lasted 12 months. When it was Esther's turn to lie with the king, she found much favor in his sight.
Esther, you are the most beautiful in all the land. I now give unto you Queen Vashti's crown, silks, and gold. What is thy request, and what is thy petition? Be it half my kingdom, it shall be performed.
Good king, I want for nothing.
In the 7th year of King Ahasuerus, he appointed a man named Haman to be his chief counselor.
Your father has served me well, but he now old. I will set you above all the princes and men above the land, and they must bow in reverence before you.
I shall serve you faithfully, king.
And Haman went out of the gates, and indeed all men bowed before him, all save Mordecai. And Haman was very wroth.
Who is that man that does not bow?
That is Mordecai of the Jews.
I do not bow to man, I only bow to my God. Jews, I shall not stand for this insult.
Haman sought to harm Mordecai, but he feared what the Jews would do if he killed Mordecai. So he conspired to kill all the Jews. He went to the king that very night so that he might do this thing.
O great king, there's a certain people dispersed throughout the kingdom that do not follow the laws that you yourself have laid down. So it's not for the king's profit to suffer them. If it pleases the king, let it be known I pay 10,000 talents of silver to each regiment to get rid of them.
This is all good. Here, take my ring, and do so whatsoever seemeth good to thee to the Jewish people also.
The king's scribes made a copy of a letter that said, on the 13th day of the first month, all the Jews should be killed. And this letter went out to every prince of the land, to their lieutenants and governors, and posted in every square, and every single one was sealed with the king's ring. When Mordecai perceived all that was done, he rent his clothing and put on a sackcloth of ashes, and went out in the midst of the town and cried with loud and bitter cries. And likewise did all the Jews in all the provinces.
My lady, your uncle Mordecai lies close in sackcloth and ashes, mourning we know not what. Oh, my poor uncle, go to him at once and take him these clothes. Ask him what is wrong and to no more weep. To Mordecai, my lady Queen Esther commands thee to weep no more and to wear these clothes she has prepared for thee.
Alas, for my people I will not do so.
What is wrong? Why do you weep?
I weep for the Haman has sentenced all Jews to death under the king's ring. Moreover, has promised to pay 10,000 silver shekels to the king's treasury. Take this letter to the queen and tell her to go to the king and plead for the Jews.
My lady, Mordecai weeps for the Jews. Under the king's seal, all Jews have been sentenced to death. What wickedness! If only I could go before the king. Tell Mordecai I cannot go before the king, for it is known that anyone who goes before the king without being called is dead, save he hold out the royal scepter, and I have not been called these 30 days.
Tell the queen, think not that thou shalt escape death because you are in the king's house. For if thou hold thy peace at this time, deliverance shall arise from the Lord from another place. And who knoweth whether thou art come to the kingdom for such a time as this?
Very well, I will go before the king in 3 days. Tell Mordecai to gather together all the Jews of Shushan and to fast thee for me. Neither eat nor drink these 3 days and nights, and I shall do likewise. Then shall I go before the king. And if I perish, I perish. God be glorified.
Now it came to pass on the third night that Esther put on her royal apparel like jewels, which the king had given her, and went and stood in his inner court, where the king sat upon his throne.
Queen Esther, what do you hear? Do you know his death come before the king unbidden?
I know this law, O good king, but if it please thee, I may speak to thee.
Come forward, Esther, my queen. What is thy petition, and what is thy request? Be it half my kingdom, it shall be performed.
O great king, if it please thee, let the king and the man Haman come tomorrow night to a banquet I shall prepare for thee.
All you say is good. Servants, go and tell Haman that there be a banquet that Esther has made for us. This was a great meal, Esther. Again, I ask of thee, what is thy petition, and what is thy request? Be it half my kingdom, it shall be performed.
O great king, if it please thee, let the king and the man Haman come again tomorrow night to a banquet I shall prepare for thee. Then shall I tell you what I desire.
Haman went forth with a glad heart, but when he saw Mordecai, who would not bow before him, he grew wrathful once more.
Here are my glory and riches, children in abundance. I promote above all men, save only the king. I have beautiful wives and rich food. Even as the queens led no man to a banquet, save only the king and I. And yet I am to go tomorrow. But still, there is that man at the gate that does not bow.
Let the gallows be made my husband, 50 cubits high, and tomorrow hang Mordecai thereon. Then go you where merrily, and never more see the Jews again.
I will do this thing.
That night, after Esther's banquet, the king could not sleep, so he ordered his recorder to bring to him the book of records.
Bring to me the book of records, for tonight I shall have no sleep. What? A plot against my life and I will save my Mordecai? What honor and dignity has been done to Mordecai for this great service?
There has nothing been done for him. Indeed, he sits in the gates in sackcloth and ashes.
Bring to me Haman. Ah, Haman, tell me, what shall be done unto a man the king delighted to honor?
Who should the king not honor but me? Let the man wear the king's own apparel and wear the king's own crown. Let him ride the king's own horse and be escorted by princes throughout the town. Let the townspeople chant, the man the king is honoreth.
Very good. Make haste and do all that you said unto the Jew that sits in the gates, and do not omit a single thing.
So Haman was forced to do all that he had said unto the man he had hated, and led him about the city, calling before him, he who the king honored. When it was done, Mordecai went back to the gates, but Haman went to his house, mourning with his head covered.
Oh, woe is the world. I am the most high forcefully the man I hate.
If Mordecai be of the Jews, thou shalt not prevail against him, but surely fall before him.
Again, Esther, I ask of thee, what is thy petition, and shall be granted to thee, and what is thy request? Be it half my kingdom, it shall be performed.
O great king, if it please thee, let my life be given at my petition, and the life of my people be given at my request. For we are sold, I and my people, to be destroyed, to be slain, and to perish. If we had but been sold for bondsmen and bondswomen, I would have held my tongue, but the loss of the king the enemy could not contravail.
Who is he, and where is he? He who durst presume on his heart to do so.
It is Haman, O king.
Haman, my counselor, him I have put above all men, only save me, the king. I must be alone.
O queen, save me from the wrath of the king, for I am so afraid.
What? Will he force the queen also, even before my eyes? Guards, take this man.
O great king, behold, the gallows 50 cubit high stands in Haman's house. If it may please the king, let him be hung there.
Do this at once, for I am to see his face nevermore, and bring unto me the Jew, Mordecai.
You send for me, O king.
I name you now my counselor. Here, take the ring. I may now give unto you Haman's house and goods.
O great king, if it please thee, let there be letters sent out reversing the law that Haman hath written.
I cannot change the law, for even I, king, cannot reverse the law. For the writings written in the king's ring may no man reverse.
Then let us send out letters to all the Jews in all cities, that they might gather themselves together and stand for their lives to destroy, to cause perish amongst all the provinces, the power of the provinces that assault them, both little ones, women, and men, and take the spoil of them for a prey.
All you say is good. Have every scribe write a letter and copy a letter and send it to all the people in the town, so that all the Jewish people might not perish.
All this was done as the king had said. Mordecai grew great among men, and the Jews put to flight all of their enemies, striking them down with the sword, slaughter, and destruction, and did what they would unto them. In the city of Shushan they slew 500 men, and in the other provinces they slew 75,000, but laid not their hand to the prey. And they took the 10 sons of Haman and hung them alongside their father on the gallows which he had built. And it came to pass that Mordecai put out to all the Jews that the 13th and 14th day of the 12th month of every year should be set aside in remembrance of their victory, and to sing praises for God.
Thank you so much. That was a beautiful play. Carlos has some mallet for Team St. Louis. Thank you again. What will be the dress code for tomorrow morning? All white. And then what's going to happen after it does it? No. We're all going to sing a Zom, I don't know. I hope